young black
A young black
Black equestrian.
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 black equestrian.
Equestrian.
Black equestrian.
Equestrian.
Black equestrian.
I'm a young black equestrian.
I am a young black equestrian.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Young Black Equestrians with your hosts, Abriana Johnson
and Caitlin Gooch.
Today we have LaCalvius Tucker with us today, who is a barrel racer, and we're going to talk to him all about his journey and his experiences in the horse industry. So welcome, LaCalvius.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so just briefly start off with telling us about yourself, where you're located, and what horses you have.
Well, I'm located in Uriah, Alabama, and I got 4 horses.
It's a good number.
Oh yes, the feed bill is out the roof. But got 4 horses. I got a Gildan. He's 5 years old. His name is Finn. He's out of Royal Quick Dash, and on the bottom side, he's out of like 3 chicks and all of that. And then I got a 3-year-old filly. She's a red roan. Raised her from a baby. She's cow-bred. She go back to Peppy Sand Badger, Docalina. And then I got a thoroughbred mare, and she was on the racetrack, and that's pretty much all she did. And then now she's just a brood mare, and she's in Mississippi getting bred now. And I got a little stud coat on the way, and that'll be the end of this month when I get him. But that's all of them.
Well, that is plenty for sure. So how did you even get into horses? What got you started?
Well, my dad ride horses, my uncle, my auntie, and my great uncles, all of them ride. And that's really what got me into it now. To be honest with you, growing up, I was scared of them. Like a horse come my way, I am tearing out. And what I got used to them was when I was 13, and my grandparents bought me a Tennessee walking horse. He was a paint, and he kind of built my nerves up. And then after that, they went and bought me, I think they got him in October. They went and bought a paint mare for me, and she was a quarter horse. They bought her in November the same year. And I rode him. I liked him. But then I was like, I think I want to go a little bit faster. So they went and bought me her. And I would just ride around in the pasture a little bit. And then, I built my nerves up with her because she was hyper. Like, instead of just jumping into, like, walking, she was, like, blazing and gunning. I was like, okay, so I got to boost it up here and ride her. So I learned how to ride her and stuff, and she turned out to be good. That was the first horse I ever trained on the bear pattern. And I used to race her a little bit. And then I went from there. Lord Jesus, if I name all the horses I done had, let me see how I day. But I went and bought a horse named Corona. She was the second one I trained. And,
that's fitting.
And it's a funny story how she got her name, though. She actually drunk the Corona beer. Like, she turned it up and sitting on her stall door, and she turned it up and drunk it. But then after her, I had got a buckskin. I didn't really click with him. I don't really click with Gildans. And, I mean, if you look at my page, I'm always posting I own the queen or something like that. Because, I mean, I just click better with mares. Even though they sassy and they got attitudes, I feel like they got more to give, in my opinion. That's why I like them more. But, yeah, I done had a good bit of horses.
Well, good. It's nice that it's a family affair. Not everybody has that. I know Caitlin has that. My family was kind of, my dad wasn't riding horses. He used horses for work. So
right.
It was kind of, but it's nice to kind of have those family ties for sure.
Oh yes, ma'am. My dad, he does the like standard breeds,
Mm-hmm.
the ones with the buggy on the racetrack. He does that. My uncle, he ropes. My auntie, she just like trail rides. She got walking horses, and I'm the only one that do barrels. And then my cousin Braxton, I don't know if y'all been seeing him. He just started barrel racing too. He got a little gelding that's from the same farm that Finn is from. So he done started running now and stuff. So, yep, we starting it.
That's cool. That's cool. So, what are some of the challenges you've faced on your riding journey so far?
Actually, I just faced this today too, right before I got on here. But the main thing that I done faced when I go to a show, when I first started, one, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I was the only black person there. And then that made me feel some type of way. Not saying I was scared, but it just made me feel a little different because, I'm like, well, they all gonna look at me because, oh, he different, coming out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing. And then the second, once I got used to my, them looking at me like that, then they would be saying, oh, you too big for that horse, or, you need to get you a bigger horse. So that's the second thing that I faced with them. And I actually went. I sold two of my nice horses, Corona and Baby Hope. I sold them to get a horse named Margaret. She was 16.2 hands, and she was, a big girl.
Mm-hmm.
Got her. Me and her didn't click. Now, I loved her, but we didn't click really on the pattern because she was more push style, and she needed an aggressive rider, and I'm not an aggressive rider. I need a horse that, that's automatic that would go,
Mm-hmm.
and like. I was kind of stupid for that because I let them get in my head about it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when I got Finn, his second show, a guy told me, he was like, "Who horse is this?" I said, "Oh, that's mine." He was like, look like the horse need to be riding you. And I said, "No, he carried me just fine. Like I feed him and stuff, and I make sure like, why are you putting your 2 cents in? Like you don't have to take care of him."
Mm-hmm.
And today I had a lady that came out. I'm training a horse for one of my friends. She came out and she was like, "Ooh, you look too big for her." And I said, "My horse go to the chiropractor. I check everything, and stuff like that because it really don't have nothing to do with your weight. To be honest with you, because you can get a skinny rider and they can ride like they're sloppy and have the horse even sore than a big person like me. I can tell you, I always sit in the center of my saddle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not flopping everywhere. Like I'm aware of my size. You don't have to point that out to me. Like I'm aware of it. I look at it every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that you don't have to tell me. Like when I first started training my filly, I started riding her as a 2-year-old. She was, I think she turned 2 March 6th. I started riding her in July. And when I took her to the chiropractor, she said, "Don't listen to them because you doing it the right way." I didn't just jump on her and say, "Hey, you going a mile down the road."
Mm-hmm.
No, I slowly got her into, getting her used to my weight. As far as you find a smaller person, they're always quick to jump on the horse and then try to ride it all day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what she was mainly saying about it. And that's probably the only thing that I done had a challenge with.
Mm-hmm.
But now you finding more people because they trying to be on my team now. And I'm like, no, you already said you said, so just stay over there.
Right.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
But I always try to stay positive and, keep a positive attitude because, it ain't even, it don't phase me no more really though.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the process like in kind of being more comfortable with yourself or not allowing these people to get in your head? Like, did it take some years or was it something that was just kind of internal?
This is gonna sound so crazy, but I started feeding off my horse's energy. And I know it's gonna sound stupid, but I had to feed off their energy because my horses are cocky, okay? Like they cocky, they know, they like, oh, I'm the S, I'm the shit, okay? And I was like, well, maybe I need to, feed off their energy when I go places. So actually, it wasn't too long ago when I took my filly to her first barrel race, to her first show, and she was doing exhibition. That's when she went in there and she was walking so confident. I could tell people was looking at me because they like, you tall, she like 14'3", and I'm 6'3". And the people was looking and I was just like, whatever, priest, we're gonna go ahead and do it. So I started, getting a little cocky too. I was like, you just go ahead, you try to do what you're supposed to do, you know what to do. And that's pretty much what it was, I mean, that's pretty much. So I have to say, when did I take her to the exhibition? February of this year.
Nice.
You can see her pictures with her mane in the air. It looked like a unicorn in the background. That's how her mane be looking.
That's another thing too. I tell people, they be like, "How do you get her hair to grow?" I said, "Go to the black folk aisle." That's how I say it. I be like, "Go to the black folk aisle." Okay, I don't say folks. I be like, "Go get you some Jamaican Rasta and it'll help it grow." Okay.
Okay, let me write that down because I need my horse to grow his.
I went and bought some because he kept posting pictures. And her mane was all the way down to her shoulders. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this horse hair is so pretty."
Well, shoot, I have been trying to grow a mane. My horse gets like, I guess the no-see-ums bother him, so he scratches it out, and I put a fly sheet on him. And the fly sheet, I mean, his mane is the longest it's been in about 4 years. So, but let me see some Jamaican Rasta.
Yeah, Rasta.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. All right. Well, good.
And
I told somebody that today. I was showing them pictures of your horse.
But
is this the Roan?
Yes, ma'am, Mr. Wrong.
Don't call me ma'am.
Uh-oh.
I'm not old. No, I'm just kidding.
It's that Southern hospitality.
It is. It really is.
You mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm only 22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not that much older than
Older than you.
All right. So how would you say riding horses and kind of being in this industry has affected your life?
It made me more humble. It kind of, I guess you could say, they can heal you too in a sense, like, because I don't know with me and her were friends before we I'm trying to say how to say it. Well, my dad had hit me in the nose, okay, and he broke it and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, that kind of healed me, my horses, because I would go to them, because people don't listen and stuff like that. Not saying the horse can talk back to you. I'm not saying all that, but I'm just saying, like, they just hear you. They just a natural. It's something about them.
The energy.
Yeah, like they just do something to you, and that kind of helped me. And they taught me how to be, solo. Like I don't have to have friends. Like I'm good with it. So they kind of mold me into the person I am today. To be honest with you. So they helped me out a lot. And I can tell you, each horse done taught me something new.
They always have a lesson.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, because when I was in middle school, high school, anything happened during the school day, I just run to my horses.
That's me.
Yeah. So what is your ultimate goal if money was not an issue? What is your ultimate goal with your horses?
My goal is to one day, because, I love training baby horses and stuff like that. So get a good bit of brood mares, maybe get one stud down the road. And I just want to get the babies up, to about 2 years old, train them up real good, and then eventually sell them. Because you find so many horses going to the slaughterhouse, but they're going because people ain't really doing their job to make sure that they're broke and they got a chance at life, So that's one of my goals. And that's pretty much what I want to do with them is get them broke, train, and then eventually sell them to good homes. So just have my own little legacy out there, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. And then do some little futurities and stuff like that. Just riding them. That's about it.
That's cool. That's cool. What do you do? Do you like have a job now, like work a full-time job, or is horses your thing?
No, I do. I'm a correction officer. So 12 hours. I work a full-time job and I try to juggle the horses too. So it's a lot of work.
Sure.
Trying to keep them in shape. So like when I get off of work, I go straight down there. I lunge them a little bit and then I feed them and stuff like that. For Prince in her own little world. She like to play. So her workout is me playing with her. And she just sit there and run around the pasture. So I don't really have to lunge her as much. Finn, he just look at you like, no, don't chase me.
That's how you get all those action shots of her when she jumped in the air.
And that one video where she jumped in the air and like she jumped so high till like I know that day her feet came from up under. So she ain't did that no more though.
Oh my gosh.
Learn her lesson, huh?
She did, but that don't mean she stopped jumping, but she just a character. She just, I guess, raising her. My goal is when I do break them is to make sure that I don't break their spirit and I let them be curious. Because a lot of people, when they try to go see stuff, they be like, get back over here. No, you go see what it is. So whenever you get older, you trying to see what something is instead of spooking, you're going to use your thinking side of your brain and you're going to, try to see what it is first. So that's the main goal with that. And I always wanted to know that come to me before you decide if you want to go react, like ask me.
Yep.
If I'm running, then you run. But if I ain't running, you don't run. That's how I try to get them.
Yeah. Those philosophies are key. And I just feel like a lot of times people just completely miss that. Like you have to establish that relationship with your horse. So they will come to you for reassurance before fleeing. Like you have to kind of insert yourself in between flight and fight so that they're like, okay, what we doing? And then they take direction from you, as their leader. So people just completely
bypass that.
Yeah.
I had my friend Courtney, she was telling me, she was like, you got Pritz that way. I said, what way? She said, she cocky, she confident, she sassy. I said, I can't help all that. I said, my goal was to just train her and gain her trust. And I mean, there she is. She's very cocky. She knows she the hot stuff. And that's something that I can't help, And the older she gets, like the worse she gets. Because people are like, oh, she gonna grow out of it. I'm like, nah, she ain't growing out of that. But the filly that I'm training now, she's a little red roan too. And she's kind of sassy, but the day the girl tried to come out and ride her, and the horse won't go nowhere. And when I walk, the horse will walk. And I'm like, she was like, well, why is she doing it? I said, I honestly don't know. I said, maybe because I'm spending more time with her and I'm bonding with her. That's something. And that's why people always ask me, why do you got such a deep connection with your horse? And it's not me just sitting there spoiling my horse. I actually do groundwork. And they don't realize groundwork ain't there just to work them. It's there to build a bond and a connection between you and the horse. And that's how my connections are so strong between me and my horses, because I work them, but it's also like, it's that bond there too. So I always tell them, like, lunge them and do stuff with them and, do stuff like that. But she's going to have to do it whenever she get her back, because that's the only way that I feel like the horse will have a connection with her and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we were talking to someone else a couple weeks ago, and I was asking if he, when he trained the horses, did he require owners to come and take lessons with him. Because, I mean, if it's an owner that doesn't plan on riding, like, there's no point. But if it's someone who's like, I want you to train this horse for me so that I can do something, do you require people to come take lessons on them? Because a lot of times what the horse can do for the trainer is not what he's going to do for the owner. I mean, it's the same way with dogs. Dogs are the same way. It's like, yeah, your dog was perfect here, but then you took him home and had no discipline or structure, and so they start acting out again. And they're like, oh, training didn't work. Like, no, you have to do the same thing the trainer does, you know? So,
and that's what I was telling her today, because I mean, I spoil my horses too, but like I told her, I said, my horse is broke. So I can kind of, you know, let them get away with stuff because they know what to do. And the horse was walking up on her and she was doing stuff, you know, like babying her in a sense. And I told her, I said, you can say that, baby. And I don't never try to, I ain't say I got an attitude, but I try not to, you know, tell people what to do with their animals. It's kind of hard for me to do that. And today I just had to tell them, like, look, you got to stop babying her because she already sassy and she walk up on you. She don't respect you or nothing. I said, when she walk up on you, back her up. I say, stop telling, you know, hitting her and saying, hey, get out the way. That ain't going to work, you know? And you have to keep reminding her, hey, stop babying her. She in training. You can do that after she get done with this, okay? But that's one thing that I have to work with her on. And I don't mind them coming out there to be with their horses and learn. But at the same time, whenever they do come out there, like, she wanted to ride the horse. And I'm sitting here like, she ain't really ready to ride yet. But, you know, me, I'm like, I always let people bump their heads. I don't know why I'm that person, but some of them are so hard-headed. So I'm like, you know what? You just bumped your head and you'll learn from your mistake, okay? So I told her, I said, yeah, take out there and ride her. And the horse didn't buck or do nothing stupid. The horse ended up going by my horse, and then the horse freaked out a little bit. So it kind of scared her, and I told her, I said, now, you see what I told you? She's not ready to ride. She ain't ready to do none of that stuff like that. It's good for me to walk you around on her, but, I mean, it's a time and place. Like, give me 30 days to work with her on the ground, and then you take her for riding, you know, let somebody ride her for 30 days. And then she could do something. Then 30 days on the pattern. Then, you know, whatever else you want to put it into. But they don't listen. So, I mean, I try to
Can't help
work
that.
with her. That's true. But the owner is worse than the horse. But I try to work with her. Jesus.
That's usually the case.
You can't have instant gratification with horses. Like, it does not happen.
Right. Everything is a process. You got to put in the work. There's no shortcuts. And even if you use shortcuts, it's probably not good for both horse and rider. So
right.
What is it?
What?
I'm ready now.
What advice would you give aspiring equestrians, barrel racers, anybody who wants to get in the horse industry? What advice would you give them?
From my experience, just go out there. Like, if you want to do barrels, you gonna always, whatever sport you want to do, you know, in the horse industry, just go out there and do it, because you're gonna always have haters, or, you know, you're gonna always have people that gonna sit there and pick you apart and stuff like that. So you might as well get in your brain before you go out there that, hey, it's a team thing that's just between me and my horse. If you have to do it this way, go out there, make your run, go home, do that. They'll let you know if you want something. Maybe they will, but I don't know. But just know you went and you did it, you know? Because you can always have people sitting there. You can have some, like, I can say this, though. Going to them, I done had more people come up to me and they were nice. So the niceness overweighed the meanness, you know? Like, so I can't say that they ain't been nice to me. But I can see through the fake too, though. Because some of them will do it just because they're in front of somebody else. And then, no, they're going to kill me. But I was going to say it. You got some people, and I'm talking about Caucasians, that they would be nice to you just because you are the first Black person that came there and you're the only Black person. So they try to go out their way and try to be nice to you. And I can see through it. I know some people here now that does it.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I just smile on their face and I be fake too. I'm just trying to, fake it till I make it. So, yeah, that's about it.
Make it till you make it.
I ain't trying to be negative on y'all channel, but I'm just trying to be real.
I mean, that was real. That was the truth. It was the truth.
Yes. I think that is good advice. Fake it till you make it. If you have to, fake it till you make it. And that's a lot of times, honestly, what helps people build confidence. I know in a lot of things that I do, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna do stuff. And then at some point, somebody's gonna be like, yeah, that's good. And I'll be like, okay, it is? Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
Right.
So you just gotta go out there, put yourself out there, and get uncomfortable. Go outside of your comfort zone. And once you are outside of your comfort zone enough, it will become comfortable.
Right.
So
that's true.
Yeah, because I bet none of us would be sitting here if we just hung around our little comfort zone. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
We wouldn't have this podcast if we were still inside of our comfort zone. We would have just been sitting there complaining, continuing to complain, and not do anything about it. And I think that's what the great thing is about this podcast, the YouTube channel, the community that we are fostering. If you're not, I know you're not in the Facebook group, so definitely add yourself to that once we're done. Okay. But once we, put it out there, like there's a need for it. Somebody is looking for this. Somebody is looking to hear your experience with barrel racing. Somebody is looking to hear everybody that we've had on, and even the conversations we have amongst each other. So you just gotta put yourself out there, and it'll be a message for somebody. So
that's true. Have y'all ever heard of the Horrible Horsemanship group?
I've seen it. I haven't seen like inside the group. I just seen the title before.
Yeah, I'm famous on there.
Oh my God.
Like they done post me so many times on there about my size and my horses. So yeah, it's a nice group. It's real nice. You should go check it out. I ain't been on there in a while, I don't think.
I don't need that kind of negativity in my life, okay? No.
Where are these shows at? Are they all in Alabama?
What'd you say now?
Where are the shows at that you go to?
Since my horse is like thin, he only been to 4 shows. So I try to stay around my house because there's no sense of trying to take him all the way out, I want him to get used to everything here. Then maybe we'll go to Mississippi. Now I have went to Florida and ran. Well, I took Chris down there for an exhibition. That was kind of crazy, but $4, go down there and spend more than gas, right? But that's pretty much the only place. But we go to Babinet. You got one in Bruton, Alabama. There's a lot of them around here. You got one in Killen, Mississippi that we go to. We went to Van Cleve, Mississippi. You got one, did I say Shamuckla, Florida?
No.
Okay, Shamuckla. Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
That's probably the only place I know of.
Hattiesburg.
That's the only one that sounds normal. I'm pretty sure every state got one of them.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So have you ever been to North Carolina? I'm sure we got some things up here.
Never. Look, my friend always she be on my page and then she'll text me be like, "Hey, we should go this place. Hey, we should go there." I'm like, "No, I don't like traveling. I don't want to go." I hate traveling, but
Is it just traveling or traveling with horses?
Traveling. Like when I was a baby, I used to throw up. Like I just did not like going places. And my friend Courtney, we went to Mississippi, and to us, where we went, I don't know where she went to get the little pony horse, but it took forever in a day to go get this little horse. And I was sleeping. She told my son, "You gotta stay up with me." I'm like, "Dude, I feel like I gotta throw up, so I'm going to sleep, okay?" She just needed a body in the car, and I was there. Okay, I was into the world, but I was there.
That happens to my middle child. Like when we get in the car, since she's been a baby, she will throw up, and I'm like, "I hope she gonna grow out of this because she can't eat before like an hour before we go anywhere, or she'll throw it up when we get in the car."
That's me. That is me all day.
That's unfortunate.
Can't sit in the back seat. I hate sitting in the back seat. Can't do that. No.
Well, that's a good enough reason not to travel. I thought it was just like
you posted earlier that we posted on YBE, the horse shuttle, whatever that thing was.
Oh yeah, the horse box.
You gotta get you a horse box. Have you seen those?
It's they're really popular in the UK. They it's like a horse mobile. Like it's not a trailer. It's part of the. It's like a box truck, like a U-Haul truck, but the horse goes in the back.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. I've seen them.
Yeah, they
$1 million.
Yeah, well, I mean, the cheapest one was like 80. Yeah, 76.9. And then the most expensive one was 91.5.
$1 million.
Jesus. You know what? I'm gonna need y'all to tell my horses to win some shows, and then we'll get us one.
Right.
You know what? I don't think I would want, like, I need to know, like, what kind of reinforcement, because if we get in an accident, knock on all the wood, but like, if you're in an accident with a horse trailer, like the horse is back there, trailer can do whatever. It's not necessarily meaning that the truck is going to have the same problem. But if the horse is in the truck with you and you have to like slam on brakes or somebody, like what kind of reinforcement do I have that will keep that horse back there?
Right.
That's what, and I'm sure it's something like they got to make it safe.
That's a good question.
I only feel comfortable doing that with my mini horse because he's only like 120 pounds. I can't do that. I don't think I would feel comfortable doing it with a big horse.
So what kind of horses do you have now?
So I have 2 walking horses and a miniature horse. Old walking horse, he's like 25. He's got heaves, so he doesn't do anything. He just hangs out in the pasture and eats everything. And then my other walking horse, he's 8, and he we just trail ride. We're hoping to get into endurance, but he's lame right now. He's got an abscess, so we're working that out. Then the mini horse, he does therapy and like birthday parties, and he's a character in my children's book, and he does whatever I need him to do at the moment. So.
Okay. What about you? I did not pronounce your name. Is it Caitlin?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. Oh, Caitlin.
I have 4 just like you, and so my mare, my oldest. Is she the oldest? They both old. 2 of my mares are Arabians, and one of them I've had like 4 babies off of her. So I have all of her babies except for one, And then I have a gelding. That's one of her foals. He just turned 7. And then I have one that we got from a rescue. They said that she was a quarter horse, but she don't look like no quarter horse to me. She definitely not a quarter horse.
Maybe appendix, but she's really tall and lean like a thoroughbred. So
I was just watching Secretariat, and I was going to tell my papa, knowing that he ain't paying me no attention, and I was like, "You see, look, this Bonnie granddaddy right here." I said, "They look just alike, don't they?" He was like, "Yeah, they look alike." I'm like, "You don't even know what color they are." But, I do love appendix horses because Bonnie should be having an appendix baby next year. That's the one that I'm breeding right now. And it's a good thing to have them because, you know, cow bred with running, you're going to have the turning there with the speed. You know, cow horses are like automatically like quick. So you have all that into one little horse. And he's 14.3, she's 16.1. So this baby should be about the size of Finn. Maybe 15.2, somewhere in there, a little taller. So I thought that was a good cross. And the new horse that I'm getting, he's a yearling, just turned 1, and he already 14.2. So he's gonna be probably 16 or taller. But like the lady said, let me get me some big horses for my big ass. So do I supposed to cuss on here? I can't cuss on here, can I?
You know what? It's okay. We just have a disclaimer.
Okay.
Prepare yourself.
But I just tried to make sure I was secure in my bag when I got me a big one, so I had to get some big horses.
I cannot. So where do you keep your horses? Is it like family land?
It is. It's family land. It's every bit of probably 95 acres.
What?
Yeah,
Do you guys just do horses or do you do other animals?
Now my great papa had cows, then my papa, he had cows. And now there's no cows over there, so it's just horses. And some of our families still live on the land. And then this other guy pay us, you know, like he rent the land to grow his crops and stuff like that. And I mean, it's just to help the land stay, you know, clean and stuff like that. So have somebody out there doing it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's pretty much all he does, and that's all we do. Like my horse, I have to say, Prince got her own pasture until Bunny come back, and they got maybe 6 acres to themselves. And then the other mare that my dad got out there, she by herself on Jesus like 10, I think, or 12. And then Finn, he got a good bit and stuff. But it's only horses out there right now.
That's
I
nice.
want to get some cows, but no. I don't want no cows right now.
Yeah, no. Cows are weird.
And then they mess the ground up from what they say.
I did not know that about cows.
Then they mess the ground up? Oh, yeah, they'll mess it up now. But my uncle, he got a ranch in Hull, Alabama, that's like close to Montgomery. And he got, I think he had like 19 acres. And he got a pond and a barn. It's a 3-stall. And got his little house on there. But he got his own little stuff up there too. He trying to build a roping pen right now. So that's one of his goals that he trying to do. Now, if y'all want to show, you should get him on here. He would have it lit.
I don't think I'm ready.
Let me tell you what he gonna start off with. Well, let me tell you this. Clinton Anderson this and Clinton Anderson that. And I'm like, can you please hush? We ain't talking about Clinton Anderson right now.
Oh my gosh.
There's somebody for everybody. There's somebody for everybody.
I don't know. He's just obsessed with him. But now, my uncle, he can really train some horses. Like he pretty good at what he do. And if it's like a horse that I can't work with, it's nice that I can send him to him. You know, if I can't do nothing with him, I know that he can always do something with him. and he kind of helped me a little bit when he free. And especially the bucking, because I always tell people this, like when she wanted me to train her horse, when she said break it, I corrected her right then and there. I said, let me tell you, I don't break no horses. I train a horse. I ain't breaking them.
Yes, I hate that word.
Yeah, I train them for you, but when it come down to breaking, I ain't getting on them. I get on my own, but I ain't getting on theirs. But she another thing too, I always try to teach them not to book. And if they do book, I laugh. That just means it helps me with it. I laugh at them, and I be like, okay, you done now? And then we going about our business. But I feel like if you react to them bucking and freak out, they just gonna say, that's a way to keep them from getting on me. That's a way to keep them away from me. They gonna put me back up if I do this right here, you know? So I don't even act on it. Just let them be them. But I can say the horses that I have sold, I know just about where they are, and Corona and Hope, the two that I told you that I sold because people were saying I was too big, they're in Mobile right now, and they're doing barrels with a little girl. And I had a horse named Jack Daniels. He was a Palomino that I trained. He's in Mississippi right now. He turned out to be a 2D horse. He wasn't even on the pattern that long before I sold him. Then I got Margaret, my friend that trained her, that I bought her from, ended up getting her back, and she sold her. Well, she got her, then she ended up selling her again. So she went from a bear home to another bear home, and she doing good. She clocking into 1D, and no, I'm trying to think of all the horses that I had. Kesha, she doing good. She a trail horse. And then you got so these are so many of them. Oh, Glitz, she doing good. She in Nevada, and she out there doing barrels and stuff now too. So all of them doing good. I'm glad that I could do the groundwork. And I don't know if Miss Caitlin seen a horse I had named Skittles. No, not Skittles. Scooter. I had a horse named Scooter.
I didn't see Scooter. I didn't see Scooter. I saw Skittles.
Scooter was a horse. You probably did see Scooter. She was the one. Did you ever see a picture of her of a horse rearing up and I was holding the rope? Okay, yeah. And I was smiling in the picture. I don't know why I do that, y'all. When something goes terrible, I smile. So she was rearing up, pawing out.
I'm gonna use that. When something's going terrible, I smile.
You have to. So she was rearing up and stuff, and I mean, this horse was like crazy. She was 10 years old, never been touched, and I got a halter on her, left it on her. She got it off. I got the halter right back on her, and she ended up. We tried to load on the trailer. She cut her chest open. Oh my goodness! And so I had to doctor it and get her back to good strength and stuff like that. So eventually I got her down to my house and stuff. Cause she was right up the road. It was one of my friend horses, her mama horses, and she turned out now she ready to be on the pattern now. She done been training and everything. And the lady ended up calling me and she was like, who did the groundwork on her? I said, I did. I said, she was pretty easy. And I mean, it's good to have a cow horse because they do use their thinking side faster than a running bred horse. So that kind of helped me out too in the long run. But she did pretty good. And I think that's all the horses I done had. It's more. Trust me, it's more horses, but the only ones I can think of right now.
Yeah. What would you say your top 3 tips are for barrel racing?
Like what?
Like training. Like if someone had an issue, how to. I don't know how to barrel race. So just what are your suggestions if somebody had an issue with the pattern or getting the horse to turn the pattern? Is there anything?
Whatever involves barrel racing.
Yeah.
I can tell you some of my horses. I mean, I guess I can. Okay, I'm gonna use my cousin because he had an issue with his horse, and it was shouldering. Okay. I told him, I said, which we watch a lot of videos on barrelhorse.com, and a lady named Ivory Hurst, she had to put a video on there, and what you want to do if your horse shoulders a barrel, it's because they trying to turn on their own. They're not really listening to you. So you have to take them, say you're doing a drill. Lord, that'd be better if I was on a horse. But say you riding them and you go into the barrel like you're going to turn it. If they turn it without you asking them to turn, you need to go on and push them, pick them up real fast, push them to the fence, like push them to the wall. And that's going to get them, if you do that enough times, don't do it too many times, but if you do it enough times, that's going to get in their brain, okay, Dad telling me to, you know, go to the fence, or do I need to turn? Which one do I need to do? Well, that's what I want you to think, because then you're going to listen to me. You're going to let me put you out, put your feet where I want to put your feet, you know? Right. So that's one drill that I told him about, that I learned, and he went and watched it too. And over exaggerating your turns, because I can say with my filly, I knew that she was going to have wide turns because she never did barrels. And the faster the faster they go to get tighter. Well, in her case, learning the pattern, she was going to get wider because she didn't know how to break down, rate, and turn a barrel yet, you know? So I always exaggerate my turn. When I leave out of a barrel, I make her get all the way over and get ready to get lined up for the second barrel. Well, when I first added speed to her, I went to one of my friends' arenas, and she went wide, but I love that she came back to me. Like, she remembered that over-exaggerating. So she, you know, that's like I think they say the first 2 weeks you do barrels, or a week or so, that's what the horse mainly remember. So I made sure that I put a good foundation on her with learning the pattern and where to place her feet and stuff. And my friend came down from Texas. Well, she came over from Texas. Jesus, she came a long way. I think she traveled like 20 hours just to come to us and do a clinic. And she was riding my filly, and she was like, "Oh my God, this horse do not want to move." I'm like, "Yeah, because she know what her feet. She know what she want to put her own feet, you know." But sometimes it ain't that case. You have to kind of help them. You know, you want to put their feet where you want to put them. So you have to get your horses to listening. If they're not listening, then that's what causes them to shoulder the barrel, or, you know, do other stuff that you don't want them to do. And I mean, I gave y'all two. That's two of mine.
Yeah, that was two.
Hey, we got one more now. What have we done? I think I had one horse. One wouldn't rate.
What does that mean?
Like, okay, when you go into a barrel, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna probably going like 25 miles per hour, or, you know, a little bit slower. Me, in my case, slower, way slower. And when you go into the barrel, you don't want your horse to just keep going. You know, you want them to shift that speed down and know how to get their body set up to turn, you know, at a faster pace, and just, you know, break everything down, you know, like shifting, like you shifting gears and stuff like that. And I had one horse that she just couldn't do it. She just couldn't. So that led me to have to do a lot of roll back drills, a lot of working off the fence, and, you know, like doing a lot of circles, trying to build her butt muscles up to do stuff. So, and I hate loping circles, because when I lope circles, that means it's going to help. It's going to work me too. It's working my stomach, my ab muscles. So it's a good thing to do, because if you want to stay in shape, that's something that you can do, is lope circles and stuff, and lope small ones. And it'll like build your body up too, because you having to work there, you having to keep your balance, and you're really using your muscles. Lord knows I was sore. But another drill too that you can do to place your horse feet, instead of just, you know, doing the running them to the fence, was my friend Courtney Taylor. That's her name, by the way, Courtney Taylor Moose. She helped me with doing circles, like one way drills. And what you do with that is, say you got 3 barrels, right? Okay, you go to your first barrel and you loping. You loping to the right, so everything is to the right.
Right.
You're just going one way. But instead of, now this what this drill helped, because she told me, she said it helped with your stomach, with my stomach rather, helped you with your horses, butt, hind end, and it's helping them fire out. Because see, my horses had a problem where they would shut down the back side of the barrel. They would give you speed coming in, they give you speed going out, but they couldn't keep their momentum up on the back side of it, like in the turn. So I would do this drill to help them fire out. And when I did it for about 2 days, and then he was tearing out of there, y'all. Like when I say he was moving, I couldn't even keep up when I was getting left behind. So it works. And then the other way you do it is you work it that way to the right, all right barrels turns, and then you do all left turns. So it's just, reverse it and stuff like that. But yeah, I had to excuse my papa while he yelling back then. I don't know why he yelling. But that's about it. And if you always want to learn how to do stuff, you just go on those sites, and it's for free. You got Jackie Ganner, you got Lisa Lockhart, you got Ashley Schaefer's, you got Jordan Briggs, all of them. And I done got a lot of help from a good bit of people too. So I can't say that people help me and stuff, because I wouldn't have got this far. I took initiative to help myself too, because you had some that wouldn't help me. But on down the road, they eventually started helping me and stuff like that. So, and then another thing too that I get tired of people saying is, if you don't have no dash to fame or no, horse with nice papers, they ain't worth something. My best horse was Baby Hope, and she ain't have no papers. Like, I already know what she was bred with. And, cow horses, everybody like, oh, well, every horse got that name on their papers, And I'm like, well, that horse ain't my horse, so I don't care about it. So, I got horses with nice papers. And then, like, Prius, I'm not saying she's not nice because she's cow bred. It's just that she's a little bit different, But you can pretty much take any horse you want. You can take an Arabian. You can take a walking horse. Because my walking horse was doing barrels too. You can take whatever horse you want. And if they're willing to do it, they will do it. I don't know if this camera cut off, y'all. Did it?
You're good now. We can see you now.
Okay. Because my battery thing, I got 20%. But, yeah, you can take whatever horse you want. You don't have to have the fanciest saddle. You don't have to have a fancy horse, as long as it'll turn. Because let me tell you something. If you go back and watch Fallon Taylor videos, all her videos, she would tell you, like, she had horses that wasn't even worth nothing. People would look at her and they'd look down on her, and she had a little raggedy trailer and stuff like that. You always have to, all these people that are famous, they started from the bottom. Some of them did. But some people not willing to tell you the story from the bottom. They just want to tell you when they got to the top. But you got some that will tell you about it when they're at their low. And that's why I like her so much, and people don't like her. But I'm just sitting here like, she got all her trailers at her house parked in a row. From when she started, she had a little raggedy, stock trailer. Then she went from that to I think it's a straight load. And then, she upgraded. She want to keep all the memories because she's seeing where she came from. And then if you come from that type of, background, I feel like you would, respect things, and you'd be more humble and all that stuff like that. Yeah. So that's one of the things, like me, like, I didn't always have nice horses. I'm not saying my horses are nice now, but I'm just saying, like, they better than the horse that I had back then.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, good. Well, Caitlin, do you have any more questions?
Do you?
Y'all better get me to preaching.
Do you plan on hosting your own? I don't know. I guess clinics. Are there foals starting clinics? Is that a such thing? Is that a thing?
Yeah, well,
I don't. Clinics. Or videos, DVDs, something.
I do plan on doing. Oh well, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I do my own drills. I started my own little like coat drills, and my goal behind that. And I got some friends that do it. That's the whole point of me doing. Remember, I did a clinic. I had created one, and it was gonna be April the 25th. But with the corona coming out, I didn't do it. But mainly the goal with that drill is to get your babies set up, and they're kind of gonna know what they already need to do, and make it easier on them. Like Prius, when I did the drills with her, I really started with my old horses. It wasn't just with her, but that's when I started recording my videos was with her, you know, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you this, from doing the drills and put her on the pattern, it made things way much easier. Like, she already knew to turn the barrel. She already knew, you know, how to local circle around the barrel and stuff like that. So everything kind of worked itself together. I had people telling me, "Oh, you working hard for a front end?" I'm like, "Sit over there, Karen. I know what I'm doing. Okay, sit over there." So it feels like one of those things right there. But a lot of people, they ask me how to do it, and I can't really tell you how to do it. It's like more of,
You can
when
show
you're
'em.
there, I can show you, you know, because now your groundwork gonna have to be on point before you do it, because your horse gonna have to listen to you.
Right.
So that's one thing. They're gonna have to make sure that groundwork on point.
Right.
But I do plan on hosting my own clinics one day and stuff, and maybe traveling around. Now, oh, there we go, traveling around. But I'll be the one driving.
You can have people come to you.
I do want that. Well, I got Finn and Margaret from. He got a ranch over there. It's called Second Chance Ranch, and he got an arena and round pen and all that stuff. That's where I was gonna host it at, but he told me that I could use it whenever I want to. So that's what I was gonna do. You know, I'd rather have some dirt and do stuff with. So yeah, I was gonna plan on doing that in the future. Especially, I got a yearling coming and a newborn baby horse for next year. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I told my friend, I said, why every time I get a, like, Prius, she is broke, ready to, you know, lope the pattern and stuff like that, and then Quan had to backtrack and go get another baby horse. I said, why do I do that? She said, you love babies. I said, I guess so.
Yeah. That's my favorite part too. I got my walking horse at 6 months old, and so, you know, I didn't ride him for a couple years, but I would still compete in like in-hand trail classes and showmanship and halter classes and stuff. I still took him to shows and stuff, and that was like, that's how he was so easy to start riding. Like, he just, I got on his back and he was just like, all right, like, and it was great. And they're like, oh my God, you broke your own horse. I was like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Right.
So they was saying that because you broke your own, like you trained him and broke him and stuff, or her.
Have you ever done that before? No. Like, no, I just, you know, I've had him for 2 years at this point. Like, he knows me, I know him. I always worked with him with verbal cues as well as, you know, body position and whatever. And so, you know, I would say walk on while I was on the ground. I got on his back and I said walk on, and he started walking, and then there, you know, we just rode off. It was great. So, I mean, sometimes it's rocket science, but if you do it the right way, it shouldn't be this big dramatic event. Like, it should just be like, oh, that's new. Okay, I'm used to doing new stuff. Sounds good. Let's keep it moving. So,
that's true. And that's what people mess up at, is when they wait till they turn 3 and 4 years old and 5, and they like, well, I want to break you now. I'm like, dang, you wait till he get like halfway there and you trying to break him. He is all muscle and all, you know, they're stronger. And Prince, she pretty much taught herself how to load up. And, you know, I had a little baby saddle out there, a little pony saddle. I'm talking about, it was so small I could pick it up with my pinky. And I got her used to that. And then when she turned 1, that's when I was doing my drills. You know, I add a little heavier saddle on her. I would haul her around a little bit when I did go somewhere. 2 years old, hauling her. She went to see her first chiropractor to make sure everything was okay before I started riding her. And that's another thing too. A lot of people, like, say your horse, you're trying to get them to flex, side to side. Well, they're going to probably put up a fight. And the chiropractor was telling me that the reason my horse probably went flex, because when they nurse to one side of their mama, like their neck is turned one way. And that's why before you start riding, you want to get them seen by a chiropractor so she can kind of, you know, fix their neck and pop it. Because that was the only thing out on it was her neck, because from nursing,
Mm-hmm.
So all my young horses, that's what I would do for them before I started riding them. Like, I'm a firm believer in equine body healing. Like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people asking me, how did Pris get so thick? And I always wanted to put her on something that would, while she was growing, that it would help her keep her weight up. And it's called pulsatilla. And it's just like some little beads that you give in the side of her jaw, and it helps her out a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a homeopathic type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm into all that stuff too.
Well, I just sent you a friend request because I like that kind of stuff too.
Okay, and the lady name is Mari Little. If you want to add her, but she does all that stuff. And she comes everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and like she does it everywhere. So, but I can tell you how one time. Can I tell you that I don't know if Caitlin seen it. I fell off seeing at a bear race. I do have some funny moments now at these shows because I be so dang nervous.
If there was pictures, I think I saw that one.
Yes, Lord. When I fell, my friends say every time I fall off a horse, I fall so gracefully. Because I make sure I take my time when I fall. I am not going to hit that ground hard. But she said that when I was falling, like my face was like.
When things are going terrible, just smile.
Yeah. Right. She said I smiled the whole way down. Then I got mad because I'm like, well, shoot, I might as well just ride him now. I'm failing. Everybody done seen it, you know. And I went out there, and then that's when I made the second run, and we did good. Even though I had my rubber bands on my feet this time, but we did good. And I remember one time, Margaret, that's the old one that I had,
Mm-hmm.
that she was pushed out, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my nerves get so worked up when I go to a show, and I ain't really worried about the people anymore. Like, looking at me, I'm not worried about my color, my size, or nothing like that. It's just my nerves. My anxiety just go out the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me some lavender,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Here you go, just sniff this." I said, "Okay." And I was like, "Can you put on your tongue?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I'm putting something on my tongue." Y'all, I was so doped up on that stuff. when I went out there to make my run, all I could see was the barrel lights. And then we went to the barrel, we turned it, and then to the second barrel, I was like, whew, that came real fast. And then I set before we got to it, and then she turned before we got to it, and I had to go back around it again. I said, Brittany, I don't want no more of your lavenders, okay? I don't want no more. I said, I focus more when I don't do lavender.
It's a lot of time that lavender.
Nope, can't do that.
That hurt.
Oh my gosh.
We done had some moments now.
Yes.
And,
yes.
That is funny.
And then the only thing, like when I go to a show, I can't tell you this, I done started this right here. I joke about my size before I let somebody else say something. Like when I get on my horses, when people watching me, I tell them, oh yeah, because I'm too big. I can't get on from the ground. I have to use something to get on my horse. Because, you know, they're kind of tall. They're tall horses. Even though I'm tall, there's a lot of weight to kind of pull up on some.
Yeah.
And I use a step thing. And that day, I jumped a little too hard. And I went all the way on the other side. And then my horse looked back. He was just like, what you doing? But I mean, it's moments like that. Do what?
He's like, you want to try that again?
Yeah, like, come on, you can do this. I'm gonna stand here. But I mean, I have some funny moments. And see, I'm more that type of person. Like, I like to joke and, you know, have fun and make people laugh and stuff like that. So that's why when we do go to bear races, that's why they be like, Corn, you coming? I'm like, yeah, I come. And then when I don't come, they get kind of, you know, a little sad. But I'm just all about having fun and, you know, enjoying it. So
yeah,
that's the key thing to things. So, yeah.
Well, all right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to us. We definitely enjoyed it.
Yes. This was hilarious.
So
Hey,
let
yeah,
people,
thank y'all.
let people know where they can find you. I don't know if you have Instagram, but your social medias, all that.
My Instagram gonna be Tucker Stables Equine.
Oh.
And then my face.
I didn't know that was you.
Wait, we already.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that Instagram account before, but I hadn't know that that was you. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Tucker Stables Equine.
And then my Snapchat is Jaquan. What is it? Jaquan T21. That's JAIQWON. And then my Facebook is LaCalvius Tucker. That needs, I'm gonna spell it. Capital LAC, capital CALVIUS Tucker.
Oh my God!
Is that is Jaquan your middle name?
It is LaCalvius Jaquan Tucker.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Young Black Equestrians. I hope you belly laughed during this episode just like we did. Head over to our socials. Let us know what you think. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, guys. See you next week.